Good morning, girls and boys, mums and dads, families and friends of Dainfern College, wherever you are on this bright, beautiful winter morning. Welcome to the final Junior Prep Assembly of Term 2. I do hope, girls and boys, that you have enjoyed this term as much as I have. We never expected a term like this. We never expected a term of learning at home, remote learning, COVID, lockdown, all these crazy things. And yet, you have been phenomenal. You took up the challenges. You got around to learning at home. You learned how to manage your seesaw. You learned how to manage your computers and go into your Google Meets. You have been amazing. Thank you, all of you, for the hard work, the determination to succeed, the creativity, all the wonderful work that you have done this term. I am so proud of you. And of course, none of it would have been possible without our phenomenal teachers. My word, girls and boys, your teachers did not expect to have to learn all the new things that they learned so quickly so that you could stay learning at home. So thank you, Dainfern College teachers. You are a phenomenal team, and I am really honored to work with each and every one of you. And girls and boys, don't forget to thank your teachers before you go on holiday on Friday. I know they will appreciate it, and they have been phenomenal. Of course, our parents, as I always say, our parents are so important, and the support of our parents is also deeply appreciated by us all. Thank you to all our parents who have stood by us through this time, who have supported the school and our children as we went on this unprecedented journey. Girls and boys, I want you to have a wonderful holiday. You've worked so hard. I hope you enjoy every minute of the holiday that lies ahead. Have lots of fun. Play outside, read books, play some board games, go for walks, ride your bikes, build forts, and build fairy gardens, and all the things that you love to do. Anything that you love to do, make the time to do it. Happy birthday to all the children who are having a birthday in lockdown. That is an unusual thing, isn't it? I was in grade 2 today, and we were talking about birthdays in lockdown. So many children have had birthdays in lockdown because lockdown has been going on for such a long time. So all of you who are having holiday birthdays, make sure that it's magic. Have a wonderful one. What is unusual is that we feel celebrated. Even though we have a birthday in lockdown, it feels unusual, it feels different, and yet every person still has a happy birthday. The story today is a lovely story. So thank you, grade 3s, for your beautiful story. Thank you for being with us. Thank you to the mums and dads who have helped you put this beautiful story together at home. It's a story about being uniquely you. I had a brother who used to always want to be different. And I used to wonder why he always wanted to be the different one. If we all wanted bar ones, he would want a Tex. If we all wanted blue pajamas or blue caps, he would want a red one. And I think he wanted to show the world that he was very different and unique, and he did not want to be the same as anyone else. He wanted to be uniquely himself. So listen to the story today and celebrate the uniqueness of you. Each one of you is beautiful, unique in your own way, and there is no need to ever be like anybody else. God bless you all. May God keep you safe for the holidays, keep you healthy, and we look forward to seeing you again for term 3 of 2020. Be blessed, everybody.
About celebrating differences. It's called Hyena's Laugh. Enjoy! Hyena had a reputation. He was known in the animal nation As an animal who was a bit of a clown, he was always looked at with a bit of a frown. He played the fool in a terrible way, and all the animals had a good bit to say. He tickled and teased them, punched and squeezed them, jumped up and down, act quite silly, picked on all the animals willy-nilly. Generally made their head ache with the pain of his bounce and his pounce and his laugh insane. Yes, Hyena's laugh was really quite weird. His laugh was what they really feared. He cackled and cavorted, smackled and snorted, his legs all a-quiver. He would start to shiver, and out would burst
An incredible sound, something like a howl of a hound, and the whoop of a hoopoe. Mixed together, it was a laugh you'd remember forever.
Soon it was that day would come. All the animals would be done with Hyena's bounce and Hyena's bounce, with his quiver and his shiver. But most of all with his laugh insane, they could no longer bear the pain. So it happened one day.
Fox mentioned to Hare that he had a plan. Hare mentioned to Springbok, who up and ran over to Cheetah and mentioned it too. And so to everyone, the awful plan flew.
From playing the fool by throwing him into the muddy pool. But where was our Hyena? It seems he has something else to do.
While Hyena was already down at the pool, sitting and staring into the muddy cool, and as he looked down, dropped a tear, and even cried a little, too soft to hear.
Then out of his mouth came a really loud groan, which soon became a really loud moan. It grew and grew, louder than loud, and eventually drew the whole animal crowd. Hyena sobbed and howled and howled.
Come on, we must help this bloke. Come on, we must help this fellow. As Hyena continued to bellow and bellow.
Said Lion, let's change our plan and do something better. I think it's time we all got wetter. And with that, he jumped into the muddy pool and started to flop about playing the fool.
He crackled and cavorted. He snackled and snorted. He started to shake and let himself shiver. He let his legs go and started to quiver.
Then out from line came a laugh so loud, it infected the entire crowd. They all jumped into the muddy pool and started to flop about playing the fool.
They bounced and pounced and laughed insane. Hyena stopped. His surprise was plain. He looked at them all in the muddy pool, covered in mud and playing the fool.
And his legs started to shiver, and then he started to quiver, and outburst his laughter into the din, and everyone shouted, "Jump in, jump in, jump in."
In he jumped, laughing with glee, and they all laughed together, all loud and free.
From that day on, hyenas stopped bouncing. From that day on, hyenas stopped bouncing.
He no longer felt lonely because everyone liked him just as he was. Everyone laughed and had such fun in the African beautiful hot sun.
So what is this story about? Differences are the way. They are all part of each day. When all is said and done, laugh and play together, and you all will have fun.
We are all unique and have our own special qualities that make us who we are. Be kind to one another. If we cherish each other's uniqueness, we can learn from each other.
Being unique is a reason for celebration. The more we celebrate our own and others' uniqueness, the more we learn to empathize, to grow, and to let our individual light shine on the world around us.
Good morning. Today's Bible reading is from 1 Samuel 16 verse 7. But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not look at his appearance, or at the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For God sees not as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but Lord looks at the heart."
Let us pray. Dear Father God, we praise you for the diversity we see all around us. Empower us to recognize and celebrate our differences as a great gift to the human family. Enable us to be architects of understanding, of respect,